Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. You want to talk about Yelp today?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Some help with Yelp?
Some help with Yelp.
Give you some Yelp help.
Yeah.
Specifically, like how you can try to ensure that you're getting the most out of Yelp without having to pay Yelp for advertising.
Yeah. Because they want you to. I actually just got an inquiry through Yelp.
Oh, yeah?
Well, they contact me directly because I have to pay to reply to inquiries.
Via Yelp.
Via Yelp.
Yeah. Yelp is they're kind of a necessary evil. And I say they're a necessary evil because they have a very kind of aggressive sales mentality.
Oh my gosh. They called and called and called and called.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, look, I have over 50 reviews that are positive, and you put them in the restricted or whatever the word is pile. Mm-hmm. So unless you can support me, I'm not going to support you. Right. They didn't like that.
And I feel that their algorithm that they use to determine their rankings and show those things, they keep 100% secret. Like it's a total black box. They never indicate anything. And my gut feeling is they do that so that they can, hey, before they're going to call you and ask for your advertising money, they're going to take a whole bunch of your positive reviews and put them on the restricted list. I mean, I can't prove that, but their sales techniques are so aggressive and they're so strong. I mean, how many times has Yelp called you over the years?
Hundreds of times, literally hundreds of times.
Trying to get money. And I've had clients who pay to advertise on Yelp, and I can see, through analytics how well it's working.
And?
It doesn't work at all.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They pay, and I'm only talking about 2 or 3 situations here.
Okay.
Because Yelp, so I say it's a necessary evil because they're really highly visible for local businesses.
They're the go-to.
But it's for consumers. So it's from my clients are usually businesses, and they are B2B businesses. So
what is B2B?
For that, business to business. So my clients are like software companies that supply other businesses.
Okay.
So those industries, businesses are not going to Yelp to check reviews, right? But somebody looking for a photographer or a restaurant or a gym, those people are going to Yelp. Yeah.
Massage.
Yes.
Ice cream.
And they have
vegan ice cream.
Vegan ice cream, right? And they have a huge hold. I mean, they're like I said, they're a necessary evil. You have to deal with it because a lot of people are going to be going there. So, how do you get the most out of Yelp without having to pay Yelp for their advertising?
Yelp.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. So there are 2 ways. There are two kind of aspects of Yelp that you need to think about.
Okay.
People go directly to Yelp and do searches in Yelp. That's one way that Yelp is used. Yelp also appears in Google in search engines. So if you do a search on Google for something, there's a decent chance that the first listings might be things on Yelp.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to, as a local business owner, you're going to need to optimize your Yelp listing. Ooh. So that it appears, so that the Yelp algorithm, so that you appear highly in searches when people do a search on Yelp.
Yeah.
And then also try to optimize that listing. So if people are doing a search on Google, Google chooses your listing in addition to Yelp. Right?
Yeah.
So all websites today all have algorithms.
Right.
Google.
Do algorithms have algorithms?
No. They might. I don't know exactly. They might have sub algorithms. I don't know. But Netflix, Spotify, eBay, Etsy, Pinterest, everything is trying to learn about your behavior as a user using these types of algorithms. Everybody has an algorithm. Some algorithms are better than others. Google has an exceptionally high quality algorithm. I don't think Yelp's is that great. To be honest, I don't know. It's totally black box. So again, my suspicion is that there's some manual manipulation.
I think so.
So
well, who knows? I think that's not. No, I have no idea.
So the idea is, how can you please this algorithm to get your site fed up as much as possible? There's several things, and they're not too dissimilar from other algorithms.
Fed up is
no. Oh yeah, like you feed like you have an Instagram feed, a Facebook feed. You want to appear in a feed, essentially.
Yeah, I've never used.
So you want to be fed. You want your listing to be fed to users.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I know. I said that on purpose. That's what you want.
I guess that is true.
I know it's kind of You want
to think of when you think about a feed. You don't think like feed for chickens, feed for.
I didn't say feed for chickens.
But feed, when you think of feed, like you think of food, the seed food, which they call feed. So
I don't. I think of a feed. I think of like an RSS feed or your feed.
But fed.
Yeah, you want your content to be spoon fed.
And you feed your feed. You got to feed your feed. Feed your feed.
I don't know. Can we get back on topic?
So your feed. Field.
Okay. So we want to show your website and show your work to people who are looking for what you do. So there are several things.
Fed by your feed.
So they'll be fed. Yes, you want them nice and full. So there are several things you can do that are going to help improve those chances. Like I said, I think Yelp ultimately is a black box, so this is not going to guarantee anything, but it should certainly improve your odds. Okay. So number one, you got to choose the correct business category. So when you set up your listing, or when you go to claim your listing, there's a business category.
Yeah.
You got to choose the right one. So the way I would do this, because the business categories are different on every site, on Google, on Yelp, they're all different. So what I would do is I would go to some of your top competitors. So go to Yelp, do a search. So if you would
do this now?
No, you don't need to do it. But you would do a search on Yelp for children's photographer in Brooklyn. Go to the top couple listings. What business categories have they claimed? That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you can choose more than one, a lot of times you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
No, just one. Okay. Then just choose the one. Do it. If do that. That's what you want to do.
Okay.
If you don't choose the correct business category, that's definitely going to harm you, how often you appear in search results. Number two, you want to make sure you complete as many fields as possible. So there's a bunch of different things you can fill out, right? There's a business description. There's about the owner. There's like a history of something. You can do image captions. You can do like anything you can fill out. Fill out, the more the better.
Okay.
Including image captions. If you can put image captions in there, do it.
Yeah. And then I've seen people say like beautiful professional family, Upper East Side by Magada Pagada.
A professional family. Ooh.
Professional family photography by, and then there's a direct link to their site, so they can just click on and go to the website through those photos.
Mm-hmm. If you can do that, if you can put a link in the description, in the business description, to your website, do that.
Yeah.
If you can put your keywords in image captions and stuff like that, I would say do that. Do that also. But try to make it sound natural. So I've said in the past, when you do that on your website, you got to be careful because Google is going to see that and they're going to say you're trying to spam the system. You're trying to over-optimize your site. Like I said, I don't think Yelp's algorithm is that sophisticated.
Yeah.
So I would say you probably can mix in some more of your keywords, whatever you want to appear for. You probably can do that, and it's not going to backfire. Don't overdo it. Don't make it look like you're trying to
stuff the feed.
Don't keyword stuff. Don't stuff your keywords. But I would say do mix them in whenever it can read sort of naturally. Do it.
Yeah.
And every field that you can fill in, do it.
Okay. Why?
Because we don't know what the Yelp algorithm exactly what it's choosing. But the only information it's going to have available are these fields. So if you leave fields blank, that means it's going to have less information to try to match your site with what people are looking for. So the more, the better.
Okay. Good.
Respond to reviews.
Yeah.
Number 3, respond to reviews.
Wait,
when
what
possible.
was number 2?
That was number 2. Complete all fields. Number 1, the business category. Number 2, complete as many fields as you can. Number 3, respond to reviews, and not just the bad reviews.
Right.
So don't only respond when somebody says you're a terrible person. Don't just respond to those ones.
Right.
Respond to the good ones. Say, hey, thanks, I loved our shoot. Whatever.
Right.
People read reviews probably more than anything, including the response to those reviews. So it is one of the best opportunities online anywhere.
Have people see who you are, how you react with people.
Yeah. And don't respond. And somebody leaves you a bad review, don't be negative.
Right. Right.
Don't say, you've seen, responses like, well, I said this and then you said that and you didn't do X, Y, Z. So blah, 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 blah.
If you can embrace it and say, thank you so much for that. Or just because people are going to be reading how you respond to problems.
Exactly.
I know.
So I would say something like, I'm sorry this didn't work out or meet your expectations. And then if you can kind of include some sort of like, I'm sorry when we tried to resolve this in person that you didn't show up to the phone call or some, you can kind of, if it's, most often people who leave bad reviews, some of it's on them often, so you can try.
There are ways to deal with it.
Yeah. Deal with it, very as well as you can.
Politely.
Okay. Because remember, your future clients are reading it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Yes.
Links. So we've talked about links, how important
are we
links
on a
are
number?
for Google. Yes. We're on number 4.
Okay. Just, keeping things on track, keeping things rolling.
Yeah. So we've talked about how important links are for Google in determining their rankings.
Yes.
Same thing is true for Yelp. So this is more specifically if you want your Yelp listing to appear in Google.
Yeah.
Directly in Google.
Yeah.
If you build links to your Yelp listing, that's going to help that.
Oh.
So now the priority obviously is building links to your website. You want your website to appear. Don't be afraid, however, to also sprinkle some links to your Yelp profile and your social media. Yeah, you can sprinkle them. Just a sprinkle.
Sprinkle a feed.
Don't overfeed them.
Don't choke them to get death.
Right. Because Google will see those links.
Google is so clever.
Yeah, if there are 10 children's photographers in your area on Yelp, and one of them has 100 inbound links and none of the others do, guess which one Google is probably going to feed up to users.
The one that's fed with links.
Right. Number 5.
Yes.
Any additional features? And this might be more applicable to like retail stores, like check-ins. Check-ins are very important, but you're not going to, as a photographer, people are not coming to your location and checking in.
Right.
But if there are things like discounts, if there's, again, similar to our earlier point, enter as many fields as you can. Number 6, get reviews. Yeah. Try to get reviews from your clients. Don't leave reviews for yourself. Don't ask, like, you, Meredith, would not want me to leave a review for you because it's going to be coming from the same IP address that your machine is.
Yeah.
If people are connected in any way, if Yelp can put that together, if they see if you're friends on Yelp, if you have the same IP address, that is something that they probably can see. So don't ask your roommates. And that works
against you. What I've actually told people, if they've not left a Yelp review previously, to go ahead, give a great review to something in their neighborhood that they love first. And then review you.
Right.
Because
that is a factor, yes.
Yeah. It just so happened I figured that out on my own.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
don't ask somebody to sign up for Yelp and then leave you a review. That's going to get flagged, almost guaranteed. It won't appear. If somebody, has a Yelp account but they've never left a review, like you just said, ask them to leave another review first. Don't leave yourself a review. Don't have your roommates, your family, your best friends leave you reviews. That's the type of thing that Yelp is looking for when they don't recommend reviews. That's the type of thing that they're going to say that they are filtering out. Right. So don't do that. The other thing I've heard is that you should optimize your Yelp listing for voice search. Now, I don't.
What does that mean?
I don't. So when, if you interact with your phone via voice, hey Siri, hey Google, Alexa,
I don't.
what's but people do.
I know.
It will increasingly they will.
I know.
So they say optimize for voice. I don't even know how you would do that really on Yelp. But one trick, when you do write stuff, and I think this is probably valid for whenever you write a blog, you might want to do this, or something on Yelp. Put it through a text to speech emulator. So like Google Docs has this. If you just type out a paragraph, and then I don't know where it is exactly, but somewhere in there is a feature. It will read it out loud. It'll have that like robotic sounding voice, right?
Yes, it would.
Yes, thank you. I think if you use Word or whatever, I mean, a lot of programs are going to have this. If you don't have the ability, just do a Google search for text to speech something editor, and there's probably free tools that will do it. Run your text through that and just listen to it. A lot of times you'll something that might look fine, visually, just reading it is going to sound very odd when a computer says it. She
likes to shoot kids.
Yes, exactly. So make sure. So this, I think, is a good way to kind of future proof or voice proof your content, because someday this is what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
And it's to be honest, it's now. It's happening now, and it's only going to increase. So I would suggest doing that.
Yeah.
I've heard you should do that with Yelp. I don't really know the details, but it probably wouldn't hurt. On your website, on the main pages of your website, you don't need to do this. Okay. I don't think. But not your blogs, yet. your resource blogs, a lot of times, if people are finding your blogs, they more and more they'll be using voice search in order to do that.
I love shooting families and pets.
Yeah. And some of those voice things are getting really good. There's some sort of like neural networks that like Amazon, I think, has one of the best ones. If Amazon Polly, some of their voices, it's hard to tell that they are not people.
I know.
But sure enough, if you listen to it, there'll be a phrase somewhere where it's just like, what is that? So you just want to avoid that. So you want to make, as much as possible, make it sound okay if a computer is reading it. And that's what we're going to talk about next week is voice search a little bit and how
excellent.
How that's changing.
Ooh, I look forward to it.
All right.
So, thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Then, yes, thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.